Hi, welcome back to my channel, Open the Door. This is episode 58, Unlocking My Version of Spirituality. Welcome back to my regular viewers, and a very good welcome to any new viewers who are joining me for the first time. Thanks for stopping by. So spirituality. I was raised in the Catholic Church, in a religious tradition. And I'm not anti-religious, just get that out of the way right off the bat. But I am consider myself to be much more spiritual than religious now at this point in my life. So I'm going to talk about what being spiritual means to me, what I consider not to be spiritual, and also why. Why am I spiritual and not religious any longer? So in general, spirituality includes concepts that are found across many cultures and traditions over thousands of years. And spirituality is often interpreted through religious or philosophical frameworks, but it transcends these philosophies and specific religions and belief systems. Because spirituality has more of a universal themes that are related to things like our existence, our purpose, and our connection to our source, to God, and to the universe as a whole. So for me, being spiritually minded opens my understanding of myself with a perspective of myself as a spiritual being having a human experience. So it's taking that higher perspective. See my last two episodes actually. But what my perspective does is it integrates aspects of not only Christianity, but my metaphysical self, and also includes some of the ancient philosophies from both Greek and Asian traditions. So before I dive deep into some of the common themes in spirituality that I adhere to, I'm going to talk about a short list here of what I consider not to be spiritual. And that would include these type of things: power and domination, seeking that in life and wanting to have power and domination over situations and others. Addiction to pleasure is not spiritual. Cynicism, holding a purely scientific view, is not spiritual, in my opinion, because it's all my opinion, right? Dogma and rigid beliefs are not spiritual. Violence and hatred, neglecting responsibilities, manipulation, ego-driven actions, and superficiality related to materialism. So those are just some things that I consider not to be spiritual. And here's some misconceptions about spirituality: that being spiritual equals being religious. And that's actually not true, because spirituality is not limited to specific religious beliefs. It's more of a perspective of being able to explore independently of organized religions and focus on our own personal growth, our connection, and seeking our purpose. Another misconception about spirituality is that it's only about positivity. And when really, in reality, spirituality often involves confronting very difficult emotions, our challenges, and our personal shadows in order to grow and heal. Another misconception is that spirituality follows a specific path and a particular tradition or teacher or set of practices, when in actuality, spirituality is highly individual and cultivated in various ways, like meditation and prayer. Everything from being connected to nature, which if you've watched any of my other episodes, you know that I have a strong connection to nature. And physical activities too, like yoga and that type of thing. So it's not following a specific path, it's finding elements along the path that work for you and then integrating that into your overall view of spirituality. So another misconception about spirituality is that it's a rejection of the material world. And while some philosophies and practices do emphasize this, it would be more ideal to find a balance between the material and spiritual life, which is more commonly sought in the spiritual community, to find this balance. Another misconception is that people who are spiritual never experience struggles. Well, we're all going to experience struggles because we're human, but the spiritual path is not free of hardships or challenges. In fact, struggles are not removed, but offer us tools for coping and learning and gaining wisdom. So, although they may be difficult, we see struggles as tools for learning and growing. Another misconception is that spirituality is vague and or impractical and lacks substance. Well, spirituality, you can go as deep as you'd like to. It involves many reflective practices and philosophies that profoundly impact our emotional healing and personal growth if we're willing to do the work and take the deep dive. What happens in spirituality is it kind of opens our Pandora's box of issues and things that have been long seated and covered. And these tools and aspects of spirituality helps us to work through these things and ultimately heal. So another misconception about spirituality is that you have to be perfect and live a flawless life, when really, as I mentioned, spirituality embraces growth and learning through our mistakes and challenges is where the greatest lessons lie. So a couple of misconceptions about spirituality is that it's detached from science and that they're incompatible, when really science is known for exploration of consciousness, the universe, and the interconnectedness of all things. So just referencing a couple scientific areas, quantum physics, neuroscience, energy and vibration are all aspects of spirituality that also have been can be tied to science and research. So here are the common key concepts of spiritual themes and terms that you hear often in the spiritual community, and aspects of what I choose to integrate into my spirituality. So number one would be the soul. Believing in an immortal, believing that we have an immortal essence and that our soul exists beyond the physical body, and that our body is just a vessel. Another common key concept is that we do have a divine or higher power, this divine force that governs the universe. I believe in divine timing, divine intervention, and divine plan, which in the Christian communities is sometimes referred to as God's will. I believe in karma, that actions have consequences and that impact our future and our spiritual journey as a whole, whether it be good or bad actions creates good or bad karma. So that's another key concept in spirituality that I adhere to. I also believe in reincarnation, that I believe that after death, the soul is born again with a purpose of spiritual growth or learning, and that we ascend, hopefully, as we're going through these lifetimes and learning our lessons, ascend with greater wisdom in each lifetime until ultimately attaining what's referred to as enlightenment. Another key concept is mindfulness and presence. You've heard me mention that in every episode, but it's an emphasis on living in the moment with full awareness, unity and oneness, that all beings are connected, that we do attain ascension and ultimate enlightenment throughout these multiple lifetimes as the lessons are learned, as I mentioned a second ago. Pardon me. And another key concept is the law of attraction, believing that our thoughts and emotions shape our reality, and that our inner energy attracts experiences and circumstances that match what the energy is that we're putting out, and our intentions as well. So another main concept in spirituality is seeking answers to why we exist and what is our purpose in life. And through the healing process and the spiritual growth, hopefully we are led to find out what that is by Source, by our Creator. So why did I become spiritual after this religious upbringing? Here are the reasons that kind of drew me more towards spirituality. I was seeking more of a personal connection with the divine in my inner self. And spirituality allows for exploration in a more personal way without feeling like we need to adhere to strict religious rules. I had disillusionment with the organized religion and wanted a freedom from the dogma that was being put forth in the church. I also wanted to explore beyond the belief systems that I had grown up with. I was curious about other spiritual practices and philosophies. And I had questions about our Creator and the universe that were discouraged in my religious community from being asked these questions. So I sought further and outside the circle of religion. I had a big need for individual growth with an emphasis on inner development and self-awareness. And ultimately, along the path, I realized that I had quite a bit of healing that needed to take place. And coincidentally or not, serendipitously perhaps, the spiritual path opened for me right around the same time that I discovered my Pandora's box, and that I had a whole slew of things I needed to work through. So I was seeking and needed a more holistic view of life with a little more flexibility than what the church was offering in order to delve into these greater spiritual practices and philosophies. So I didn't completely disregard my Christianity. I still believe in God. I believe in Jesus. But it's a higher perspective. It's a bigger view. And I have not integrated every single concept and idea that I've come across in these philosophies and different spiritual practices. I take the things that work for me and build my little spiritual toolbox from there. So if you're beginning on your spiritual journey, put your intentions out into the universe that you would seek and find the answers that you're looking for. If you have any questions about any of this, go ahead and put them in the comments, and I'll answer as best I can for you. So this is our lesson today, spirituality after being religious. I hope you've all been doing well. It's been a little delay on this episode because I caught the sickness that's been going around, but I'm doing much better now, and I'm back on track. So I hope that you are taking good care of yourselves. I wish you peace, love, and light. Have a great day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.